Chapter 8. To the Masaki House. Mia. Early in the morning, Fuku awoke. She went to wake her husband, Seina. When she got to his room, a breeze blowing from the window rocked the yarn ball at the end of the fluorescent light over where Seina was sleeping. Mia. Fuku jumped at it instinctively. The cat in her was tempted. Boom, crash. The weight of Fuku broke the light off the ceiling and it fell onto Seina's face. Mia? Fuku said. Good morning, Fuku. Seina said gently. Seina went downstairs and peeked into the living room. The fallout from the party last night had been cleaned up. He headed to the kitchen and found a box lunch there with a note. We made breakfast for you, Kariko. I am hungry, should I eat it now? Mia. Seina took out the green tea pot from the refrigerator and poured a cup. Oh, this is very tasty, he murmured while stroking Fuku. When I finish eating, I'm going to Tenchi-senpai's place. What are you going to do, Fuku? Will you come with everyone else later, or do you want to go with me? Mia. Fuku clung to Seina. All right, then let's go together. Mia. Seina went to the back warehouse and met again with the old Kai special. He straddled the bike and put Fuku in the front basket. Well, let's go. Mia. He made his way up the slope with no difficulty. Oh, wow. Bioenhancement is really amazing. Hey, Tenchi's house is over there, let's go. Mia. Let's see how fast we can get there. Seina pedaled vigorously. Haha. Ahahaha. He lightly pedaled and it felt more like he was riding in a car than on a bicycle. On Earth, Seina was definitely a Superman, far stronger than a top athlete. I've changed. That's it. That's why I cannot return to the Earth. I'm an alien now, ahahaha. A tight curve appeared in front of him. He grabbed the handbrake, but it broke. Seina became a Superman through bioenhancement, and now he was flying through the air like one. Mia. He flew through the air for about 50 meters with his bicycle. Fortunately, he landed in some soft soil and was uninjured. Are you okay? He heard a nostalgic voice that he could never forget. Tenchi-senpai. Tenchi Masaki was staring down at Seina with a nostalgic look as Seina lifted his face from the dirt. And beside him was Ryoki, who was staring at Seina surprised. Mia. Fuku said to Ryoki. They had met each other as ships, but this was the first time between the ships' brains. Besides, Ryoki left in a hurry last time, so they didn't really get to talk. Mia. Fuku started running towards Ryoki with tears in her eyes. Mia. Ryoki, like a sister, greeted Fuku and firmly hugged her. Seina and Tenchi looked at each other and smiled. Oh, good morning. Kyoko, who was sweeping in the garden, smiled as the girls got up and came into the kitchen. Thanks for the lovely party last night. Has anyone seen Seina-chan? Oh, Kariko Oni-chan. Oni-chan left a letter saying he was going to Tenchi's place. Yoshiko called to Kariko. He must have taken Fuku-chan. I've been looking around here for her, but I don't see her. Fuku probably wanted to see her sister. Oh, okay, then I guess it can't be helped. Ms. Neju, once you eat breakfast, let me know so we can head out towards the Masaki family home. Why are you in such a hurry? Don't you want to eat breakfast? Well, it was less than 5 hours since the banquet had finished. The girls all had heartburn and hangovers. Haha, why don't you have some tea to wake up? I'll see if I can get my husband to take you in the van. Kyoko said with a laugh. But we can walk. Well, think of it as a sightseeing tour. There were a lot of rumors spreading about you girls yesterday. We got plenty of inquiries at the shop, too. Well, all publicity for the store is welcome, but I'm not so sure you want that. No, we don't. Thank you for thinking about that. Neju, are you going too? I'll miss you. I'll be back later today, but Fuku-chan might stay over there. She wants to see her older sister. Okay, I'll wait for you to come home. Yoshiko said, smiling. In the fields of the Masaki family home, Tenchi and Seina were filling the holes in the field and were doing leveling work. Ryoki and Fuku were watching the situation. You know you don't have to help me. I'm sorry, I made a big hole in your field. But it's still good to see you after such a long time, Tenchi-senpai. I'm just glad you're all right. I was surprised when I heard from Eri that you joined the GP. It's forbidden to take an earthling like you into space, so most of all, I was surprised it even happened in the first place. I was surprised to wake up on a spaceship, and even more surprised when I arrived at the academy and Kariko was there. But not about the space pirates on the way? Well, I was surprised a bit. But I was more worried about how badly Ananan was panicking. I feel sorry for him. So, is the president of the GP really your grandmother? That's right. Is that so? I've gotten used to it by now, but in the beginning it was strange that she was young, and yet really your grandmother. She gets angry when I say grandmother. I hear Eri has gotten you involved in quite a few predicaments. Well, yes. Those I have not gotten used to. But there isn't much I can do about that because of her position. I heard you also met with Sito. Yes, I also met the Jurian Emperor and Ms. Minaho and Kanemitsu. I've met lots of people. Oh, yeah. And Tenchi's older sister. I met Tenio. I thought she was Aunt Kion at first. I thought she was alive. I cried a little. Haha, it's okay. Me too. Tenchi also smiled shyly. She appeared dressed just like my mother. It was a pretty frightening surprise. I'm sure she had a good reason for doing that. Yeah, but Eri, good grief, that woman. She's a piece of work, isn't she? Yeah. They looked at each other and laughed sadly. Ryoki wanted to join in. She pulled the hem of Seina's clothes while Fuku was on her head. Mia. Ryoki-chan, thank you for helping me this afternoon. Mia. It was a short conversation, but Ryoki was happy and ran off toward the ridge. So, tell me all about what happened. Tenchi placed his hoe on the ground and sat down beside it and beckoned Seina to sit also. Seina nodded and sat next to him. I heard you got a GP brochure, which is what triggered you to go into space. But why were you given one in the first place? In front of your house my bicycle's tire punctured, and I tried to draw water from the pond to check the hole in the tube. Suddenly I lost consciousness from the shock of a tremendous impact. Wow, just like Mahoshi. I thought that Amain was better than that. Or maybe it's just common for people to do that without a guidance beacon. I thought that Amain was a friend of yours. She gave me a pamphlet to join the GP. I thought it was a promo ad. Well, I took it home and filled it in and well. Next thing we knew, you were in space. That's right. Huh. Well, there used to be another gate in another place for ships and people from outer space, but Washu had recently changed its location to the pond for added secrecy and so larger ships could be docked. So, if she hadn't done that, I guess I never would have gone into outer space. It is strange to think of it that way. I guess it was lucky for me. Yeah, but you were chased by a great number of space pirates, and now you're in way more danger on a regular basis. Yeah, that's what Kariko was worried about when I first came to the academy, but I don't regret it. Well, I guess that's good. Tenchi nodded as if he was relieved. No matter how many people told him, he wanted to confirm Seina's decision directly. By the way, when did you find out you were an alien? I heard that they tell their kids when they become adults, but you weren't that old yet, were you? In my case it was irregular. Well, that is to say. It started when I accidentally woke up Ryoko, and then everyone sort of gathered here, and well, here we are now. It's a long story. But I'll tell it to you eventually. I understand. But I guess you're struggling too. No, at least not like you. Seina heard in his ear. He turned sideways. There was Washu's face right beside him. What? Ah. Hello, it's me. Washu-chan. Washu was quite satisfied with Seina's shocked reaction. Mia. Fuku was amazed to see her mother, Washu. She ran at her and was picked up by Washu. Mine, Mia. Ahaha. Is that so? Washu gazed at the jewel on Fuku's forehead and was interacting with Fuku. They were talking to each other and Washu was taking notes. There must have been some kind of communication going on, but Seina couldn't understand how. That's quite the interesting way of raising her. It's really very interesting. I'm not doing something wrong, am I? There may have been a lot of incompetence with raising her at first, and I worry I may have messed her up. Well, her degree of growth is quite biased, but she needs a bias like that to be compatible with her husband Seina, otherwise she wouldn't perform as well as needed. Biased? Her spiritual growth is happening abnormally fast. That's what I mean by biased. Thanks to Usaina, she has gotten a lot of experience in a very little time. Of course, there has also been an impact on her emotional development, but her spirit is healthy. It's probably because I used a good astral core to make her fit with you. Astral core? How do I put this? A soul? You put someone's soul in there? Seina suddenly became uneasy, and he remembered Fuku's cold eyes upon seeing the rescue victim. I can't say who it was, at least not right now, but she strongly wanted to be with Usaina. So, I fulfilled her wish. With me, but who the hell would want that? It was enough for them to extinguish their own life, to put it gently. He had various concerns about the ship, but building the ship using someone's astral was quite a shock. Washa continued talking. There is no need to worry, that person was not sacrificed for Usaina, and their death was already near. They decided to make the choice to become closer to Usaina. Fuku doesn't have the original's memories or personality, but I think that you should still take care of their reincarnation. Yes, I see, but there's something I've been a little worried about. There was an incident on our way here, and Fuku's eyes looked like a completely different person's. Her eyes, they seemed surprisingly cold, as though her personality was replaced by someone else's, and the atmosphere around her changed. Seina shivered remembering it. It left such an intense impression. Well, there might be something like that. I know about the case from your report. She was probably trying to defend Usaina because she recognized it as an enemy to you. That's probably the reason for those eyes. Because it was my enemy? Don't worry, as long as she doesn't turn those eyes towards you and those around you, you should be fine, but I'll tell you more about this whole thing when the right time comes. I understand. Meow. Meow, meow. What is it, Ryoki? Washa gazed at Ryoki, who was in the form of a humanoid girl. She wanted to play with Fuku. Washa let Fuku go. That reminds me, Fuku is still an animal. Will she ever become a humanoid like Ryoki-chan? Oh, haven't you seen her outside of her human figure? Huh. Washa got in front of Ryoki. She clapped in front of Ryoki, who turned back into a cabbit. Mia. Surprised, Ryoki rolled down the hill. Mia. Fuku thought it was a game and chased after the rolling Ryoki. She transformed. Oh, that's the one that Sasami-chan always has with her. Mia. Ryoki came rushing towards Seina with terrible momentum for some reason. Are you mad at me? Why? Wah. Ryoki kicked off Seina to use him like a wall and jumped into Washu with a huge burst of force. Washu fell down on the ground and Ryoki started tickling her weak points. Fuku followed and joined in. Like Ryoki, Seina was used as a stepping stone by Fuku. They started tickling Washu together. Mia. 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 Miha. Mia. I'm sorry. No, not there. I am sorry, forgive me, Washa cried out as she begged them to stop. Ryoki, Fuku-chan, that's enough. Mia. Ryoki and Fuku stopped tickling when Tenchi said so, and together they jumped up into a basket full of carrots. Why were they tickling you? You should be careful. That is a powerful technique when applied to certain key points. Washa raised her upper body in a daze as she caught her breath. I don't mean to interrupt you catching your breath. But if Ryoki-chan can become a humanoid, can Fuku also be a humanoid? She can, but it depends on how you raise her. How I raise her? Seina was worried about how his luck would affect that. If you nurture her normally, she should be able to. Haha, okay then I will try hard to do that. Well, but if you do it the wrong way, she will turn out like my other daughter, so be careful. Tenchi, who understood the meaning of Washu's words, nearly fell over laughing. Oh, there's another one? Seina, it's a joke. You and Fuku are fine. Tenchi said to Seina, who seemed uneasy. I'm confused. Tenchi Oni-chan. Sasami came over with a big basket. Oh! Seina is also here. And Fuku-chan is with you. Sasami wasn't short of breath, even though she ran a long distance with considerable speed. Mia. After eating some carrots, Ryoki came running towards Sasami with Fuku. Wow, you're so cute. You look just like Ryo-chan when she was younger. I brought you all a morning snack. There are lots of things to eat. Please enjoy them, everyone. Sasami opened the big basket and got out the food. Ryoki and Fuku ran to the edge of the basket and looked inside. Here, have a carrot sandwich. Sasami took out a sandwich from the basket. Ryoki and Fuku's eyes shone. The scent made them hungry. Sasami gave it to them. So, is it delicious? Meow meow. Everyone please dig in. I brought both milk and black tea. Oh! Sasami, I forgot to say it yesterday since I was busy, but I met Mama when I was on Jirai. She was very worried about you. She wanted me to tell her about you. Yes, I know. Sasami stood up and bowed deeply to Sena. Sena, thank you so much for doing that. Mama seemed to be very worried about you. She is a really kind person and treated me very well. Sena said. Yeah, I'm glad you met her. She's a wonderful person, isn't she? Yes, but she is very worried about you. She asked me to tell her all about you. Well, for now we have to keep far apart. We can't talk easily, so it can't be helped. Well, yes, but when I told her about you, she seemed relieved. Thank you, Sena, for speaking to her for me. Thank you. I hope you get to see her again soon. Yes, me too. Sasami gladly said with a smile. A small truck stopped in front of them. Noik came out from the inside. Oh, Washu, when did you get here? Noik rushed over to Washu and saluted like a soldier. Ms. Washu, I heard from Kariko a little while ago. They're all on their way here. Okay, I understand. Noik. Look, Sena brought Ryo-chan's younger sister. Sasami ran to Noik holding Ryoki and Fuku. Nice to meet you, Fuku-chan. Noik gently stroked Fuku's head and turned to Sena. Hello, Sena. I'm glad to see you're doing all right. Noik did the GP salute. By the way, I wanted to ask you, since you put in your resignation, have things on Melmoth settled? While riding in the van, Kariko spoke softly to Neju who was sitting next to her. Sito has already done her best to deal with it, now it's just a wait-and-see situation. Without a shrine maiden on Melmoth, will things be okay? Is it okay for you to be out and about like this? Don't take this the wrong way, but that's not my responsibility anymore. What does that mean? It is pointless. Even if I cared about Melmoth right now, it's pointless. We can't tell if anything is going to happen just yet. But if it does, what's the big deal? That's just the price they gotta pay, right? I understand. Kariko gave up, realizing that further questions were pointless. Information was not a thing always given upon asking, especially with this kind of political thing which was hard to judge. Kariko decided not to worry about it. It's a stunning carrot field, isn't it? Hokuto said with a sigh. There are so many of them, but as far as I know only a small amount of them go to our store, but they sell really well. Are they really that good? Yes, they're sweet and tasty. Some of our customers are hardcore fans of the carrots. They sell out almost as soon as we get them in stock, yet we can only get them to give us a small amount. Hokuto stared at the carrots in the field a little upset. I wonder where all those other carrots go. I don't think they're shipping them anywhere. When I ask Tenchi, he only says they have a big eater at home. Well, that's not wrong. Tenchi was embarrassed to admit that Ryoki alone ate up all those carrots. Oh look, there's Noik and Tenchi. Sena's there too. Hokuto saw Noik and Tenchi in the field and stopped the van. Tenchi was loading bushels of carrots on the truck. He was also loading up the agricultural equipment alongside it. A little ways away from there, the others were chatting with Sena. Noik, aren't you Sito's adopted daughter? I'm indebted to Sito. No doubt that's her doing. Has she tried to hook you up with anyone yet? Well, Noik and Sasami smiled wryly. Those who knew Sito always made the same face. Sena noticed the van stop. Thank you, uncle. You can leave us here. Don't worry, Kariko said to Hokuto as she got out of the van. Oh, Kariko, why don't you go wait in the house? There's no need for you to be out here. Noik said after she ran to Kariko. There's no need to wait around. Let's go for a ride. Everybody back on board. Hurry up. Actually, take it slow and watch out for Sena, Washa said getting on the bus. Well then, I guess we're leaving. They waved to them as the van drove away. Noik, we should hurry up and get this harvested, don't you think? Yes, I understand. Tenchi, would you like me to get Aika-san and Ryoko here to help us? They're over at the shrine, right? Let me do it. Sana, will you come with me? Maybe Grandpa can do a ceremony on you for your luck. Ha ha. Sure, I'll go. I haven't seen Grandpa or the shrine in a while. Well then, I'll take care of Fuku-chan while you go. Sasami scooped up and hugged Ryoki and Fuku. Thank you, Sasami-chan. Senpai, are you going to bike there with me? It's an awful long walk. Well, I think I can manage it. Tenchi tilted his head with his arms folded. Sana had seen that gesture a few times before in the past. Oh! Well then, shall we race? I'm pretty confident I can make it there first. Tenchi challenged. Sana accepted it with a smile.